You're watching Boone TV News, Iowa's #1 high school news show.
Hello Boone High, and welcome to this week's news show. I'm Maddie Desher.
And I'm Tanner Frost. BTV has you covered with the past week's news and sports stories. Let's get into it. This past Monday, October 23rd, the Boone High Orchestra performed their annual fall concert.
Led by new orchestra director Mr. Henson, the musicians had a unique event planned. Boone TV's Emma Toms has the story on this special night.
Boone High School's orchestra hosted a concert on Monday, October 24th. They opened up the show with Viva La Vida by Coldplay with a little bit of a twist.
The first piece, what we did is we learned it entirely by ear. So we never had any sheet music for it. We listened and learned it just by listening to the recording. Then everybody, all the students contributed to the arrangement of the piece. So they decided who was going to play what part at which time and how it was going to be organized. So they did that all themselves. And then we added the actions later. So we had the cellos and basses start on the stage, and we had the violins and violas because we had to memorize. So they had like 4 things. They learned it by ear, they arranged it themselves, they moved while playing, they came in from the back. We were trying to scare the audience, like, whoa, people are playing behind me. I don't know if it worked or not, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, that was a lot for them to handle, and they did it masterfully, it was great.
Mr. Henson has a few things that he is proud of.
They did really well following me. We worked a lot this last week on tempo because we kind of had everything else ironed out, but it was still a little bit of tempo shakiness. They really pulled it together tonight, especially with that first piece. It's really hard to play from the back of the auditorium and from the stage. So they watched me and they pulled it together really well.
The orchestra had a wonderful concert and are starting to prepare for their next one on December 12th. This is Emma Toms from Boone TV.
The Boone High drama class allows students to show off their acting skills while also improving their craft.
Taken over by Mrs. Albert, the class has some unique assignments so far. Here's Maddie with the feature on Boone's drama class.
Mrs. Albert's drama class took the stage this past week for an exciting assignment.
For the last couple of weeks, the students have been working on putting together ensemble performances. Their focus was to work on characterization and moving with intention, and so they had to work on blocking and developing their characters. The students were able to pick out their plays. I had a box full of plays for them to choose from, and so they spent a couple days perusing those and deciding who they wanted to work with, and then selecting the play that best fit their group dynamic.
Senior Alyssa Kernahan explains what was so challenging about this assignment.
Definitely getting all of our lines memorized because there's a lot of long paragraphs in there the other characters had. And then my first long paragraph, it was just remembering what went where and the flow of everything, getting it all to work out.
In a school filled with drama, this type is encouraged. From Boone TV, this has been Maddie Desher. Boone High's hat policy is a debated topic between staff and students at BHS.
Anthony Casati has the feature to explore the future of the hat policy.
Boone High School has many rules and policies that everyone at Boone High must abide by. One of these policies in particular is the Boone Hat Policy. What exactly is the hat policy, and why is this policy in place? Principal Chris Byam is here to tell us exactly why.
Hats are not supposed to be worn within the building. I think it's in place basically for the security measures, to be quite honest with you. And it's something that has been in policy since the 1990s.
Get caught with your hat on, and there's a chance you're going to regret ever wearing your hat in school again.
The way I've been handling it is, I give them a warning the first time. Hopefully, from there on, we can take it from them. They can come back and get it later on in the afternoon.
Some students that go to Boone aren't exactly fond of Boone's hat policy and think that something else could be done about it.
They could let us wear our hats and let us have the freedom to dress however we want.
I don't see why they need to say our faces all the time.
This has been Casati with Boone TV, and remember, hats off, Boone High.
The Boone football team was on a 7-game win streak as they went into the district final against the Webster City Lynx.
With the matchup proving to be important for playoff implications, Jimmy Balstead made sure to capture all of the action. Here he is with the recap on the Doors' final regular season game.
In a highly anticipated district game, the Tortoise traveled to Webster City to take on the Lynx. The Tortoise and the Lynx started out with a back-and-forth game as no one was able to score. The Lynx struck first as quarterback Drew Fielder found wide receiver Zane Carter wide open in the end zone. On the next drive, junior John Herrick powered through 2 defenders to score an 80-yard touchdown pass. As time ran down, the Lynx drove down the field as running back Robert Fredrickson dove into the end zone, scoring a touchdown. Closing the half with a score of Boone 7, Webster City 14. Boone came out of the half strong as quarterback Tanner Schminke bounced around the outside, tying up the game. With little time left in the fourth, the Lynx leaned on their running game as Fredrickson drove his way into the end zone. The Tortoise had little time left for a drive and were brought up short by the Lynx. Closing the game, Boone 14, Lynx 21. This has been Jimmy Balstead from Boone TV Sports.
The girls' volleyball team competed in the regional match this past Tuesday, the 25th.
They traveled to Webster City to take on the Lynx to keep the season alive. Corbin Waffle has the recap on the match.
On Tuesday, October 25th, the Boone Tortor volleyball team traveled to Webster City to take on the Lynx in the regional semifinal. In the first set, the Lady Tortors came out strong and took a quick lead behind several attacks of the net. Webster City would try to make a late game surge, but Boone would hold on and take set 1, 25-22. In the second set, the Lynx took the early lead, but Boone would fight back, making the score 24-20 in Boone's favor. However, the Lynx were not done yet. Webster City battled all the way back and took the marathon set 34-32. In set 3, Webster City dominated at the start, storming out to a 10-2 lead. The Lynx would continue to ride the momentum and won set 3, 25-19, and took a 2-1 set lead. In the fourth set, the tide seemed to turn as it was the Tortoise who took an early lead. Webster City would come right back, but Boone would pull away at the end behind junior Jordan Trober's attack on the net and win set 4, 25-23. In the tiebreaker set, the Lynx would pull away from the Tortoise, winning the final set by a score of 15-9. This unfortunately ended Boone's season with a record of 11-24. From Boone TV, I'm Corbin Waffle.
The girls' swim team is having an amazing season, breaking many records along the way.
One relay in particular, the medley relay, has had much success over the season. Emma Toms talked to the medley team about their success and postseason goals.
Last year, Boone High School had a girls' relay swimming team go to state. This year, Erin Cocamillo, Maddie Santee, Anne-Marie DeVries, and Haley Hall are working to make it to state again and improve their score.
I think our biggest goal this season is to make it to state again. We want to improve on how we did last year, so getting anything higher than 18th place would be really awesome.
We want to be able to get into the second heat. At the state meet last year, we were in the slowest heat, and we want to be able to get kind of more in the middle, score more points at state.
Coach Mann helps each girl with their own stroke.
We really try and focus every girl on their own strokes. Maddie doing the backstroke, Erin in the breaststroke, Haley in the fly, and Anne-Marie in the freestyle. And working on just pure speed, down and back is all they have to go for each of their strokes, so really developing their speed and their starts.
This year, the relay team is undefeated.
It's really cool. It's really exciting. It just makes us feel good about being one of the best teams Boone has ever had, knowing that we're making a difference.
It makes me work harder because I don't want to be the reason we lose a meet.
I'm definitely happy with how the medley has turned out over the past 4 years, and freshman year we kind of had no idea how much potential we really had, so it's just been super exciting every year to just come back and get faster and faster.
I like the girls that I swim the medley with. They're the best part about the team, and it's just nice to swim with them. And we've swam this together for the past 2 years, so we're pretty used to each other.
Erin, Maddie, Anne-Marie, and Haley are all ready to go back to state this year. This is Emma Toms from Boone TV.
When not out in the theaters reviewing the hottest films, two guys love to get a hold of the newest games as well.
This week, a new entry in the popular Battlefield franchise came out to excited fans.
Here's our favorite reviewers with a scoop on Battlefield 1.
They push, we push. Every once in a while, we push hard enough that the light breaks through the clouds and a world beyond the war glimmers. Behind every gun sight is a human being. We are those people.
What's up, Boone High? We are the iconic duo Two Guys here with our weekly review.
This week, we head back into the Great War with a much anticipated Battlefield 1. Let's check it out.
Battlefield 1 marks the 11th installment in EA's massively popular series. The first-person shooter sets itself up in the midst of World War I. The campaign offers a variety of different war stories from the conflicts around the globe. Choose one of these stories and take to the front lines to fight the movement of the Axis powers.
Battlefield 1 has a more grim and hardcore style than previous games, which fits well for the time period the game takes place in.
The campaign offers a wide berth of missions and settings over around 9 hours of gameplay, and the sections are unique and fun. The campaign is an improvement over the single-player campaigns of Battlefield 3 and 4.
The biggest draw for most players to Battlefield 1 is the multiplayer.
While having some slight balancing issues with weaponry and vehicles at the moment, there's no better experience than setting foot in what seems like a real war zone and playing with friends.
Battlefield 1's presentation, attention to detail, and graphics makes the game feel like it's the closest we've ever gotten to real life.
A few of the many pros of Battlefield 1 are that it has the best graphics out of any game I've ever played. It is beautiful and incredibly realistic. The presentation and sound make it feel like a true all-out war, and the gameplay is still as fun as ever. It'll be in my Xbox while I play with friends for a while.
Still not without cons, Battlefield 1 suffers from insane loading times. You might spend half the time waiting to get into a game rather than playing. Also, some of the weapons and vehicles are too overpowered. It can be changed, but right now things can be unbalanced.
Battlefield 1 is a groundbreaking game. The sheer scale and detail add a lot to it, making it a worth it buy from me.
In my opinion, this is a must buy for anyone who's into shooters.
We decided on giving Battlefield 1 9 out of 10 heavy tanks from Two Guys. And there you have it, VHS. We're Two Guys, and we fired off our review of Battlefield 1, which came out the 21st of October.
It's insane, it's realistic, and it's fun, so we give it the thumbs up.
So, have a great day, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching this week's news show. While you wait for the latest news to come out for next week, make sure you head on over to BooneTV.com to watch and read all the latest stories.
Also, don't forget to please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to us on YouTube.
With that, make sure over the Halloween weekend that you stay safe,
stay cool, watch out for clowns,
and we'll see you next week, Boone High.